by Cyclone Nivar. Powerful Cyclone Nivar hit India's southern coast Thursday in the early morning, killing at least 5 people, uprooting trees and tumbling power lines. According to India's meteorological department, the cyclone made landfall near the town of Puducherry, near Tamil Nadu state. The maximum wind speed reached 130 km per hour. Heavy rains caused flooding in Sana, the largest city in the state of Tamil Nadu, where many car manufacturers are concentrated in the city, and the surrounding area was recorded 5 deaths due to falling trees, electrocution, drowning. Local authorities note that thanks to the measures taken, the impact of the storm in Surnai was not as devastating as during floods in 2015, which resulted in hundreds of deaths. Heavy rains are also expected in the neighboring state of Andhra Pradesh. Deadly flooding in western Uganda. Heavy rains in western Uganda caused deadly flooding in the Kaziashio. Floods affected Bukira and Duwasambu districts as a result of the exit the banks of the Kuruk River. Floodwaters destroyed an apartment building in a village, causing the death of at least 3 people. Another 5 people are reported missing. Deadly floods were observed in Somehow in May and early November this year. Frozen methane bubbles formed on the ice of Lake Baikal. A similar phenomenon can only be observed in certain areas of the lake in November and December. Ice covering shallow straits and bays begins to form by the end of November. The rest of the Baikal freezes in mid-January. Methane bubbles freeze in layers one above the other. Such costs can rise by 1.5 meters. In the depth of Baikal there is a rift zone, which is a deep, actually the largest crack on the planet in the Earth's crust. Lush methane bubbles pose a danger in areas of the lake where bubbles get very large can fall onto the ice of the machine. Usually large bubbles appear starting in February and are seen until March and April. Their location annually changes. The amount of methane hidden gas hydrates of Baikal is estimated at 1 trillion cubic meters. Southern California residents warn of dangerous Santana. Tens of thousands of Southern California residents may be left without power November 27th out for high risk of wildfires amid Santana winds. The utility provider warned more than 76,000 consumers that they could undergo preventive blackouts on Friday. Such measures are envisaged to reduce the risk natural fires caused by damage to power lines or other infrastructure. More than 50% of those who may suffer live in San Bernardino County, the rest in Kern, Los Angeles, Riverside and Ventura counties. Gusting Santana winds in wet California intensify before the start of the rainy season. California has experienced a historic series of fires this year. About 9,000 wildfires that damaged or destroyed over 10,000 homes and other buildings. Ice circles appeared on the rivers of Russia. On the rivers of Russia began the processes of ice. The process of formation of such phenomena, called ice circles or ice disks, is determined by the peculiarities of the flow of the river. In places where the riverbed bends and widens slightly, can to form whirlpools. If the flow rate at a certain air temperature still prevents the formation of ice, then in the area of the whirlpool it becomes smaller, and there begins to form an array of ice, rotating together with water. It is literally honed and takes the form of a perfect circle. The main source of air pollution in Almaty, Kazakhstan is named. Department of Sanitary Epidemiological Control of Almaty told about the quality of air in the city and named the main source of pollution. Monitoring of the state of atmospheric air is carried out on the main highways of the city. Quarterly on 20-point sanitary chemical indicators are evaluated. Monitoring for 9 months of 2020 Almaty showed that motor transport is the main source of pollution. Air pollution decreased by 2 times compared to 2019. For 9 months of 2020, out of 10,705 air samples, 1718, which is 16% of samples, exceeded the maximum permissible concentration. At the same time, non-compliant samples were 31% in 2019. The air is contaminated with harmful chemicals, often causes many diseases of the respiratory, cardiovascular and nervous system. For example, a small content of carbon monoxide in the air can cause drowsiness and dizziness. Significant concentrations cause suffocation. Do not forget, please subscribe to the channel and put likes. For us, this is very important. The fall of 3 meteorites in one day recorded in Spain. The brightest of them was observed at about 2:30 local time. It was formed by a rock meteoroid, comet Encke, which struck the atmosphere at a speed of about 100,000 km/h. It began at an altitude of about 105 kilometers above the province of Jaén in Andalusia, and ended at an altitude of about 52 kilometers. These events were recorded within the framework of the SMART project, which is being implemented by the Meteor Network of Southwestern Europe. An oil tanker hit a mine off the coast of Saudi Arabia in the Red Sea. The blast occurred Wednesday morning near Shukik in Saudi Arabia. Presumably, the attack was staged by Yemeni Houthi rebels, whom Saudi Arabia has been fighting since 2015. The explosion suffered oil tanker Montegrarian under the Maltese flag, which was in the area of the port of Shukr. In the vessel above, the waterline formed a whole length of about a meter. The crew of the tanker did not suffer. Thank you for watching the release. Special thanks for your comments and support of the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the latest events on Earth.